let's move on into the NBA. We
All right.
are but what did you say? A quarter into the season?
I'd say so. Yeah, I think
Or
we
just
played what
over a quarter?
30 something games.
How many games have
So
we played?
a skosh bit over.
How many games have we played? 30 games.
NBA.
Yeah, 30 games. You're right.
Yeah.
So we have enough evidence to figure out which teams are good and which teams aren't good. Like which teams are going to be scary, which teams aren't going to be scary, which teams are exceeding expectations, which teams are like not exceeding expectations. They're going below expectations. So, I could be a little bit biased here. But I think the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this may be biased, are an actual scary playoff team. If when we're healthy, we don't have all of our guys in the COVID list, and we're not starting Taco Fall. No offense to Taco. I like Taco Fall. He's a great player. But he's not better than Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. When the Cavs have their full lineup of Garland, Okoro, Markkanen, Mobley, Allen, that team is legitimately scary. That team beat the brakes off the Bucks. That team beat the off the Heat. That team demolished I know it's the Rockets, but still, to beat a team by almost 40 points is still pretty impressive. So I think, and this may be biased, the Cavs could possibly they could upset a team in the first round. I know, like, our standings right now, I think we're a little higher than we should be. I think
you're the 4 seed right now. I think
we're gonna hang around.
Probably end up
the
finishing
6
around
seed.
like.
I think the 6 seed. I don't think, or the possible playing tournament if we drop to 7, 8, 9, 10. But if we're the 6 seed,
6, 7, 8, and 9 are like a half a game away from 500.
Yeah.
So as long as you guys stay like above 500, we'll probably have like a 5 seed.
We are 2.5 games above the 6 seed right now. 2.5 games above. The 6 seed right now is the Wizards, who are 16 and 15, who just haven't been looking good recently. And then it goes Sixers, Celtics, Hornets, Raptors as 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hold on. I just noticed this now. The Hawks, if the season ended today, wouldn't even make the play-in tournament. The Hawks. What is going on with Atlanta? I sorry to go off topic, but Atlanta is just, they've just been that bad this year? I thought they made the conference finals last year.
I haven't really been watching a ton of Atlanta basketball, but I mean, right. I guess. I mean,
I know Lance Stevenson played was it last night for him? Or 2 nights ago?
Probably last night.
I saw that Lance Stevenson got in the game. We'll get to the reason why that's happening later. But I know you've been wanting to talk about this, but all right, the floor is yours. Talk about your Chicago Bulls. I know you really want to. Team's doing well. The floor is yours.
All right. So Chicago, the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. Granted, we have not played as many games as everybody else because we had to take a week off because, the entire team got COVID.
Right.
Which we can talk about that later. But, I mean, I expected us to do good things coming into this season, but even I was not expecting us to only be a game and a half back of the 1 seed. Like, that just is bonkers to me. The fact that, like, it's just weird to me to think that the Bulls are back. Like, I'm just so used to being disappointed by basketball, especially over the last couple of years since Iowa State hasn't even been good. Yeah. Like, Chicago is freaking back, baby, and I could not be happier about it.
When Chicago does well, the league does well. Like, what was it, 2015-16, or was it 14-15 when you had Derrick Rose? I think it was the last year you guys maybe had Rose, Butler.
I think it was 14-15.
It's when you guys played the Cavs in the playoffs. Is the year? So it was 14-15.
It was the year that was that the series that Derrick Rose had that buzzer beater?
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was now correct me if I'm wrong. That was like the last great Bulls team that year. I take that back. Actually, you guys had the 1 year with like Dwayne Wade and Rondo, but that team.
I mean, we barely made the playoffs.
Yeah, But like your last great team in my eyes was that 14-15 team with Rose, Butler, Noah, was I think Taj Gibson, Nikola
Yeah.
Mirotic when he was still in the league.
Oh, yeah.
But that was like your last great team. And then you had a couple years of struggling, but now you got veterans, you got young players, your team's playing well, you got a great coach, and the Bulls are back. I don't even think that's a hot take. That's not a bad take at all. That is a great take. The Bulls are back. I do think they are missing one piece to make them a serious title contender, but that doesn't discredit the fact that they're still back and they're still playing really, really good basketball, despite the fact that they've had some COVID issues as of late. You got anything to add on the Bulls?
No. I mean, I'm just a happy guy. What can I say?
Hey. When our teams are good in basketball, we're typically more happy. Now, if you would have told me this at the beginning of the season, I would have said, What are you on? What are you smoking? Why would you say that? If I told you at the beginning of the season that the Cleveland Cavaliers would have a better record than the LA Clippers, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Denver Nuggets, the Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Atlanta Hawks, would you have believed me?
No, I don't think I would have.
If I would have told you that the Cavs would be sitting at 4th in the East with 19 wins and 13 losses over the Lakers, who have 16 and 16 as their record.
Yeah, I think if you would have told me at the beginning of like sometime in like September or August that the Cavs, after playing 32 games, would be the 4 seed, I would tell you to calm down a bit on the narcotics.
I am a huge Cavs fan, and I was pretty high on them entering the season. But if you would have told me that this is like we'd be playing this good with Garland being a possible All-Star, with Jared Allen being a possible All-Star, and Evan Mobley being a Rookie of the Year candidate, I would have said, no way, that's not happening. We are a play-in team at best, but it's good when the Cavs are good.
Yeah, there's a screenshot that you have that's of me saying that the Bulls are going to win a championship within the next 3 years. I said that partially as a joke, but like there's some validity to that now.
You said that. I remember when I screenshotted that. You said that right after the Bulls got DeMar?
It was right after we got DeMar, yeah.
Because you got Lonzo first and then DeMar. But yeah, I do have that screenshot. We'll see. Within 3 years, it could happen.
It could. At this point, if Vooch and DeRozan don't regress much further than they only get like a little bit worse, there's potential there.
You could also have guys like Lonzo step up and have a bigger scoring role if those guys decide to not regress. They obviously don't decide to regress themselves, but like they're not the same players they once were. You could ask like guys like Lonzo to have a bigger scoring role, or Kobe White to have a bigger scoring.
Who already does.
Yeah, but it's harder to ask for him to score more when he already averages 27 a game.
That's all right. Yeah, that's a good point.
But you get what I'm saying? Like the Bulls are set up for a good future because you guys have the veterans on your team of DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, like Derek Jones Jr., Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, and then you have the young guys, Kobe White, Patrick Williams, my boy.
It's weird for you to say that Lonzo Ball is a vet.
He's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, like that doesn't click with me, man.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 5 years. But yeah.
Okay. Don't make me feel old, man.
If I told you that, what was I going to say? I saw a thing. I was watching the Cavs Celtics game last night. Jaylen Brown's in his 6th year. Embiid is in his 8th year.
Okay, well, to be fair, Embiid didn't play his first 2 years.
Okay, that Jokic is in his 8th year. Kyrie is in, I think, year 10 or 11. Yeah. It's crazy to think when you actually realize how fast time goes. Like there's gonna be a day when we don't have LeBron or Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard or any of those superstars in the league anymore. I hope that day doesn't come soon. I hope we still have those guys in the league for a while. But it's just crazy to think how fast time goes during these seasons, because these seasons like fly. It wasn't that long ago that we started, like the season started in October, and now we're almost at the end of December. And now we're starting to figure out which teams are really, really good, which teams are not that good. All right. You got anything else to add before we roll into the next segment?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. So I had the idea of making a trade proposal for a team that can really put them over the top. Bank, would you like to discuss your trade proposal? Or maybe not put the team over the top, but makes the team significantly better and makes the other team better or younger or something like that. Bank, you want to start off with your trade proposal?
I can. It's the one that we sent on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this one is a Domantas Sabonis trade, which has been kind of picking up some steam as of late, since the Pacers basically just publicly said, oh yeah, by the way, we're rebuilding. Here's the players that we kind of are looking to trade. But yeah, it's Domantas Sabonis going to the Trailblazers. So you finally get Damian Lillard a little bit of help outside of just CJ McCollum. But yeah, Domantas Sabonis goes to the Trailblazers for Yusuf Nurkic, Anthony Simons, Nasir Little, and a 2024 first-round pick.
I really, really like that deal for both teams. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a great trade. Because if you're the Pacers, you get young and you get a first-round pick. And you get cheap. Because those guys aren't making that much money.
Yeah, I mean, Yusuf Nurkic is making like $12 million, but this is also the last year on his deal. You can either negotiate that, or I mean, you could even trade him for more assets if you want to.
And then for the Blazers, like a big three of Lillard, McCollum, and Sabonis. That's not a bad big three. That's like a top 10 big three in the league.
Yeah, and I mean, for a team that's currently sitting 10th in the league, or 10th in the Western Conference at 13-19, you don't really want to just like tank the rest of the year out, because that's another year of Damian Lillard you're losing out on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like that's a kind of a trade that you have to make if you can, to like move on from some younger guys and just get that big, more like firepower to be able to boost yourself back at least over the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Like,
but Timberwolves have been certainly exceeding expectations, and they've been actually pretty good to start the season. But yeah, you're right. The only thing that concerns me about that trade from like a scheme perspective is the defense. Sabonis, I'm going to be really honest, I don't think he plays that much defense. I don't watch every single Indiana Pacers game, so I can't say this with like...
I mean, Sabonis is pretty good at defense, but I think Miles Turner kind of carries the defense on that Pacers team.
Helps out Sabonis so much on defense. Miles Turner averages like 2.5 blocks a game. I think he's leading the league again in blocks per game, which I think is that
I wouldn't be surprised.
Third or fourth year in a row he's done that. So, but I don't know. The defense is what's the only thing that scares me. But if you're the Blazers, you already don't play defense, and why not add more offense and get another playmaker in Sabonis, who I don't even consider like a center. I consider him like a tall point forward.
He's big.
He can handle the basketball, he can shoot the basketball, and he can pass the basketball. Like probably one of the better big men in the league, maybe outside of like Nikola Jokic, because he's in his own tier when it comes to that.
Yeah, Jokic is just in his own upper echelon of playmaking bigs.
Sabonis is a broke man's Domantas, Sabonis is a broke man version of Nikola Jokic, if you really think about it. He is the Walmart version of Nikola Jokic.
Even got the European.
Yeah. They both play pretty similarly. They both there's a lot of similarities there. But again, Sabonis isn't the passer, isn't the rebounder, isn't the scorer that Jokic is. Because Jokic is on pace to get his second MVP. He's going to get back-to-back if he keeps his pace up. But
I mean, you might want to get the Nuggets higher than the 7th seed to be able to make an
But
MVP case. But I mean,
he's
he's having
having
a
a
good year.
he's having a better year than he won the MVP last year. Statistically, I think he has the best PER for an individual season ever this year. Which is crazy to think that he can beat his MVP year last year. But no, I really like that trade proposal that you had. Let me pull up mine real quick. So this one involves your Chicago Bulls, and it's a position that you guys, I think, really need right now, desperately. The Bulls get Jerami Grant from the Pistons in exchange for Derrick Jones Jr., Patrick Williams, and a lottery-protected 2024 first-round pick.
Okay.
The Bulls get a power forward.
Definitely don't mind that.
The Pistons get younger. Like, obviously, Patrick Williams isn't going to play for a while this year. But you get him for next year. Derrick Jones Jr., you could either keep, trade, or do whatever. And the pick is lottery protected. So unless the Bulls are that bad in 2024, that pick's going to go to you guys or to the Pistons. But I don't know. I feel like this team needs a power forward. I feel like you guys are, like, your power forward, you don't have one. You were forcing.
We're playing Alex Caruso and Javonte Green at power forward right now.
Yeah, that doesn't work. That's not going to work for a while. So that's why I feel like a guy like Jerami Grant, who can run the floor really, really well, would fit this Bulls team perfectly. And the only reason why I threw in Derrick Jones Jr. is I had to, in the trade machine, I had to make salaries match. Because in the trade, you got to make salaries match up. And I just threw the first round pick in there because I feel like the Bulls, or the Pistons, would want at least one first round pick for a guy like Jerami Grant. So, as a Bulls fan, what do you think about that trade?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't really like that we give up Patrick Williams, but I mean, again, I understand that, like, if he's got to go, he's got to go. Like, I like Patrick Williams. He has potential to do a lot of good things, but right now with our current team, he doesn't really fit. Like, we're going to try to make him play power forward, and he's just simply not big enough to play power forward.
No. And I think this move, if you guys did it in real life, is a win now move. We are making a championship push for the next 1 to 2 years. Because you obviously get rid of the first round pick and you get rid of a young asset like Patrick Williams. I think this move could put you guys over the top. Obviously, like, Sabonis could go to the Bulls, but do the Bulls have enough assets to get a guy like Sabonis without having to trade all of their young talent away? I don't think.
I mean, if we were to trade for Sabonis, we'd probably have to give up Patrick Williams, probably Kobe White or Ayo. Like,
as a Bulls fan, would you want to get rid of all those young players for Sabonis?
I mean, it would definitely hurt.
It would hurt your future if you guys didn't like make a series,
win a championship.
Or at least make the conference finals or finals.
I mean, if we don't get a championship out of that, that'd be a huge disappointment to mortgage our future for a finals appearance. If that.
Right. I don't know. I also thought of other trades, like, as a Cavs fan, this might be biased. I also thought of an idea of Brandon Ingram going to the Cavs, but I couldn't get the salaries to match up. And I couldn't get, like, a good deal that both teams would agree upon. So I didn't do that trade, but I liked this trade a lot because it's a win-win for both teams. The Pistons are obviously in a rebuild right now. They have their young point guard in Cade Cunningham. They have a good young center in Isaiah Stewart. Sadiq Bey is pretty good. Killian Hayes is a good backup point guard. And if you get a guy like Patrick Williams, it just adds the young talent. And the potential for that Pistons team is just through the roof if you can get a guy like Patrick Williams.